Okay, how do I find the stream from this account? My channel. Episode 17, currently live. Oh, oops.
Oh, do you want to see me do something cool? Now I spent like 2 seconds in OBS. Look at this. I can like transition between different screens. Look how fancy that one is. Tell me when you can see it.
Oh, I'm not on the live
Uh-huh.
stream.
Oh.
There's fucking 3 games for the Around the Sound that's going on right now.
Oh my god.
I know. Like,
You guys
I gotta be
didn't
paying
fill
attention
out,
to
like,
these games.
anything in the sheet.
I just added a couple of things.
It just said, it says, oops, I'm bad at internet. Please hold while I fix it. Was that the thing that you...
Yeah, you like that? It's
That's funny.
It's like so OBS lets you make different scenes. So like this one, I have one specifically made that has my web browser on half the screen and then zoom on the
Share
other.
to Twitter. Oh, I
So
don't
we
want to
can,
share
like,
with this one. I gotta
You know,
There's
go to
get rid
go to
of
the
get
other.
rid of the storm. There's nothing for the storm.
how many players are on their roster?
I don't know. I haven't
37.
I haven't looked. There's nothing really going on right now. They haven't made any big moves, so
Did anyone go back and look at all our props and figure out how we did?
That was Brian's job.
that was my job. I remember.
You want to know what? Chris Stapleton was right on the number.
Y-
205.
Technically, he was I saw 204.
He was like 201 or like 159.
He was under. So okay, let's do this.
Well,
really
I mean,
quick.
under is right on or under. You know,
So
gotta
for
be at
props,
205.01.
Anthem, Thomas won. Thomas went under,
It went over.
and then me and
By a
Nate
lot.
went over.
I went under?
Yep, you said
Yeah.
you literally said you want to be a contrarian.
Oh, nice.
None of us got the Gatorade.
What color was it?
It's purple.
Purple.
Was that even on the bet sheet?
It was, but it was way down.
Wow.
Gatorade.
Numbers.
Hold on. Oh yeah, my lock of the week. Well, we'll touch that and the lock of the when we recap the lock of the week.
I think you're recapping all your prop bets and your
Yeah.
Oh well,
betting
yeah.
section.
I'm writing them down right now. Rihanna color.
Yeah.
Who went red?
Nate.
Me. Fucking red, motherfuckers.
I went white.
I didn't bet
Thomas,
pregnant,
you went
though.
black,
Oh,
right?
Yeah. She's always looked good in black.
First touch or over under first touchdown. Nailed that.
On the number or the player?
Under 11 and a half.
Not only the player, but not only did I get it right with the over under, I said it was going to be a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown. So fuck you guys, and you both went over.
No, not a beer. What a disaster.
That should be my best pick, but
Yeah.
it's not.
The octopus should have been your best
The octopus. We all went no,
Yeah.
but Thomas, I'm going to give you a little bit of credit because you said you would probably bet yes.
Oh, if I was actually putting money on it, just because it would have been a funny one. But it was only,
Yep.
what did you say? It was plus 650?
Yeah,
That's not that good.
that seems low.
Yeah.
And then over under.
Usually something's
total
got to be
number.
like at least plus 1,000 before I start just like wasting money
we
on it.
we all went over on the total number, right?
Yeah, that was way too low.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, what you got? We don't even have anything on the Super Bowl in there. I mean,
Well, let's put it in there. Is that me lagging or is that him lagging?
It's probably me. My internet blows nuts.
No, Brian's lagging.
I feel like we should talk about the Super Bowl for a little bit.
Was he frozen for you?
It's me because you guys were frozen.
You want to go get a beer?
Yeah, disconnect your phone from your Wi-Fi.
Me.
What great YouTube content! I'm gonna go get a beer.
I already have some whiskey.
What was that?
Is your wife
What'd you say, Nate?
streaming? Is
I
your
have
wife
my
streaming?
vitamin water.
No, is your wife
I
streaming?
don't know, but I'll get off of it. I don't know. I heard you the 3 other times you asked.
You were
me. I don't
talking
know, but
about
I'm gonna
vitamin
get off the
water
Wi-Fi.
and stuff. You were really
I'm gonna
lagging.
get off the Wi-Fi. There. Let's see if that'll help. Okay. Where is the big sky? Eastern 14-0.
Oh, damn. Super Bowl?
I
You want to
mean,
lead with the Super Bowl?
best. Well, no, because we're a Seattle-centric sports podcast, so we got to start with our Around the Sound, I think.
Meow, meow, meow. No. In the Hey What You Got section.
Oh, yes, I think we should.
Start with.
The Super Bowl.
Leif wants ideas also on what to create for us.
Okay.
What do we need?
Ideas. What do you want it to sound like? I'm not
What
going
do
to
I
do
want?
everything.
What to
so
sound like?
our section intros.
You know what? I wish you had a tool that did like text to speech, so we could have like an awkward computer every time.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the sexy Aria voice.
Fucking nutsack.
Hey, Josh liked it. He's like our only fan that gives feedback.
Shout out, Josh. I got some feedback at work.
I get some from
Oh.
Kyle and Pat. Pat's asking when he's going to come back on.
Pat listens. He doesn't
Apparently.
admit that he listens. He doesn't admit that he listens on our Slack channel or whatever.
Oh,
it is,
you know,
Discord.
you know, Pat. He wants to seem cool.
Pat does seem cool. I was actually really disappointed that the night that he was on was the night that I was having like serious connectivity problem. Or did my power go out that night? Like I got disconnected and I couldn't make it back. I forget what happened.
It's really hard to talk sports with Brian and Pat because they're both always right, and it's really frustrating.
Like actually,
Like,
or
wait,
They're
think
both-
we're
but they're
always right?
both-
Or
no, you're
we're
mostly always right. But it's really fun to like go and hang out with them. I think. Methinks.
I think so.
I have a Tyson zone.
nice. I got a little rant.
Cool. Does it belong in Tyson zone or what
Nah,
you
it's
got?
a Super Bowl rant.
Okay, cool.
Before you say,
Have
Hopkins
you?
Hopkins sucks.
Oh, I just put that in there.
They won yesterday.
Oh, whoopity dee. They
They
beat
beat
Oregon.
in overtime.
Isn't Oregon bad?
They're 15-12. They were ranked at some point this year.
15-12. So they're like 530 winning percentage.
Well,
That's
whatever
amazing.
15 divided by 27 is.
Both
oh.
Gonzaga.
Which is 5/9. So actually, that's a
550.
5 winning percentage.
Mm-hmm. Sure is. Nice job, Thomas.
Thank you.
I don't talk about area college basketball. I'm just putting things down on the show sheet because y'all are lazy.
I'm update. I always updated it before we actually like record.
I gotta cut this thing together tomorrow somehow.
Beat Oregon in OT. So Kraken are playing right now. WSU's playing right now, and Gonzaga's playing right now.
Kraken are playing?
They're playing right now.
Yep.
I thought they had off. Oh,
Yeah, they're playing Philly.
yeah.
Am I having connectivity problems now?
2-0 into 1. Hey, Cougs are already up 6-0 on Oregon State.
Scoring's pretty common in basketball games, though, Brian.
Oh. It's like that.
Jesus, Kraken just scored in the time it took me to
Well, it's
load
just
the
the
webpage.
fact that Oregon State hasn't scored yet. Yeah, they did. Yanni Gord, Jared McCann, and I don't even know who just scored. Justin Schultz, defenseman, scoring.
I'm going to San Jose to see the Kraken play in San Jose on Monday.
Yeah, it's pretty great. You and
Nice.
Mark can go down and see that.
That's not our most up to date show sheet.
3-0.
Oh, guys.
Storf.
Callie Rengsdorf?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, she commented on the live feed.
We have a viewer. It's
Oh,
our
yeah?
first ever viewer.
We do?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Welcome, Kaylee.
Not
Hi, Kaylee.
Is my internet just like... What is happening?
bad. Yeah. Maybe Thomas should be the one that's streaming.
Yeah. Who is
Yeah.
that person?
Thomas?
No.
Kaylee's, I work with Kaylee.
Oh. Cool.
Yep.
Did she comment on the YouTubes or
She's
on the
watching.
Twitters?
Yeah, she's in the live stream.
Oh, cool.
On the live stream.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that.
Well, look at that.
She gets to see how dumb I am. Ooh, can I tell my dad joke now?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, you're in charge of
Do you wanna-
editing, and you're the one recording, so it doesn't matter when you tell it. It'll
Yeah.
make it into the pod.
I know. Yeah, maybe. Thomas, turn on your camera.
It's like turn it off when the bandwidth is struggling, but I'll turn it back on so you can see the disappointment in my face.
Do you
Why
guys-
did the chicken cross the road? Just because?
And she's gonna disappear now. Thomas, do you want me to read the intro?
If you want to.
I will. But I need.
It's in
Is
the G Drive folder in the root somewhere. Or if you go into the G Drive, it's like one of the recents. I spiced it up a little bit.
Well, I mean, I know it's yours, but I mean, if you
Doesn't
think
matter.
your internet's gonna be fine, I'm just saying
I
if
think,
you.
I think my internet will probably be fine. It just comes in and out sometimes because I'm still on the Wi-Fi. I
right,
have
then
been
go-
kind of
go ahead.
lower energy, so I should be benched here shortly if I don't improve.
Dude,
You've been fine. Last week's
dude.
was fine.
I woke up at 5 this morning, which I know probably isn't that early. Like that's probably normal for you guys, but for me, no. I had to drive up to Blaine.
Oh.
You went to
Snow,
Blaine and
the
back
snow up
today?
there?
I was back from Blaine by 11 o'clock.
Oh, barf.
Whoa.
Barf.
Snow up there?
No,
No.
no. We installed some doors up there, and we had to do an owner training.
Nice.
All right, so it doesn't look like we have a ton of stuff in around the sound, but we got at least a few things we can touch. Now, you put sounders in there. Do you have something to talk about? I have not been keeping up at all.
Yeah, the new kit.
Okay.
That was it.
And then, Brian, you've got stuff loaded in for sports predictions, and I think the Hey What You Got will probably be a little bit longer on this one. Super Bowl recap,
Yeah,
all that kind of shit.
I just wrote down my notes for all of our prop bets, and then my best pick, worst pick, and I'm still trying to figure out my lock. Again, I can't find live. I can't find like lines for Saturday's college basketball game, and it really pisses me off.
What are you looking for?
lines for college basketball games on Saturday.
Vegas Insider, man.
I don't. How do you like? I tried this. It didn't
Go
work.
to your web browser.
College basketball. Which one do you want?
I want to see what the lines are for.
NCAA basketball odds. Tennessee State. South Dakota State.
Okay, there we go.
Those
But
don't sound
again,
like
Cal USC.
major conference teams.
no.
was
Yeah, I don't
reading
make those
shit
bets. But if you go to
up, man.
Saturday, they're all NA.
Oh, maybe Vegas is broken.
Well, no, it's because there's games played tonight, and so
The Impact. Why don't you
it's
go
just-
with
it's frustrating.
the Seattle Sea Dragons?
What the fuck is the Bruce Lee kit?
Shut up, Nate.
It's their new kit. You want to bring up a picture of it? You can share it while I'm talking about it.
I mean, it's what I'm doing. I'm
That
looking
might be
at it.
fancy.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I wanted to like live stream so that we could all kind of be looking at it at the same time. I don't understand
Mhm.
the point. 2023 is 50th anniversary.
It's not green.
Final world renowned film under the Dragon Center Studios celebrating life and legacy with the community kid inspired by his last name. Bruce Lee honors his philosophies. Okay, how is Bruce Lee connected to the Sounders?
He's from Seattle.
Bruce Lee lived in
Same
Seattle.
thing as Hendrix.
Yeah. He's buried here.
What?
So, yeah. Up on
Dude.
Capitol Hill.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and his kid. It's Bruce and Brandon.
Okay.
It's like a really unassuming gravestone, too. They're just two side by side.
Oh,
His has a dragon
so
on
is
it.
Jimmy. Jimmy's just a headstone.
Yeah, but they put like a gazebo up. It's like a
On Jimmy's?
tribute. Or like close to where his gravestone
All right,
is.
can we get started?
Not the exact gravestone.
I've been to Jimmy's. It was just a stone in a field.
They put a gazebo up near the gravestone on the right side as you're walking up towards it.
I
with the
got
guitar
my
in the center
lock.
of it.
All right. You heard it
Okay.
here first. Yeah, we can get going anytime. You guys ready?
Yes,
Hit it.
sir.
I'm thirsty. What is going on, sport fans? Welcome into episode 17 of the P-Cube podcast. My name is Thomas Barrett, and I am here, as always, with my buddies Nate Hull and Brian Danello. We're so glad that you are here hanging out with us while we have our weekly look at the Seattle sports landscape. We're just three idiots having a chat, and we need your help to keep us in line, so please reach out with feedback and suggestions. You can find the pod on Apple, Spotify, and iHeart. You can tweet us at P3SportsPod, or you can be like Kaylee, and you can join us live on YouTube while we record at P3SportsPod on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's easy and free, and it helps us out quite a bit. And you also can be notified when we go live or when we get the weekly pod posted. With all that housekeeping out of the way, grab a bev and buckle up. Nate, what is on the agenda this week?
What's up, y'all? As always, we will lead off with Around the Sound. Got some sportspredictions.net.
Come on, Nate. Get pumped up.
I'm pumped up. Hey, what you got?
It's the weakest
Nat.
agenda I've ever heard.
Next after that, I actually have a Tyson zone this week. Your mom's an agenda. We'll have a Would You Rather. We have a couple from the field, and we have a couple from Nate because I need a redemption Would You Rather, apparently.
Oh, and
According to
there better be a
people
capitulation and
outside of-
apology in that final segment.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
To me.
You have about 45 minutes to get it ready, sir.
And we'll follow up at the end with our random question.
Before
What did we call that last week? We called that we had something.
I made some dumb suggestion.
The
you just
shower
ran with
thoughts.
it. Oh, no,
I think it was
that's a
something like
subreddit.
that.
That's a
No,
subreddit.
well, yeah.
Anyways, I want to
I don't know.
start by clarifying something because
Ooh.
we apparently had a little bit of a disagreement a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was last week. I don't remember, but it was when we were talking about actors, and someone said that I said I hate Edward Norton.
You did.
I do hate Edward Norton. However, I don't think he's a bad actor. And I did
Hate?
You
not
did say
say,
that too.
I did not. I re-listened to it. I did
Oh,
not say he
in my
was a
brain
bad
just said it.
actor.
Brian, how can you
Think
hate
everybody else's
someone that
brain.
you've never met?
I just think he's a dick. It's just, it makes no sense. I get it. I
It's
think
like
he's
me
a
and John
very,
Elway.
I think he's a very talented actor. I just don't like him. And if you go listen to that podcast, you will hear me say I hate Edward Norton, but you will not hear me say anything about his acting ability.
I'm so
It's on
So I
tape.
glad.
just wanted to clear that up.
I'm so glad that first-time listeners are really getting this content straight out of the chute. It's top notch.
Yep.
Oh, it gives them a reason to go back and listen to the past episodes,
Yep. That was on episode
especially
15.
the Save Our Sonics episode.
That was on episode 15, if anybody wants to hear.
Oh, it was 2 episodes ago. That's why I don't remember.
Do you have
2
a
whole weeks ago, Nate.
short-term memory problem?
I mean, I'm getting over COVID. I think that's like a symptom, right?
That was also 2 weeks ago.
Definitely have.
Okay, how about some sports?
Definitely
Let's
have
do
ringing
it.
in my ear still. Sons of bitches.
Oh my god.
What's cracking with the Kraken, everybody?
Don't you always want like a cut so you can edit around it?
I'll figure it out.
Pull your finger out.
Kraken,
guys.
so we are recording this at about 8:30 on Thursday evening. Kraken are actually up 3-0 on the Flyers as we speak, midway through the second period.
Yep.
Gotten goals from Jared McCann, Yanni Gord, and Justin Schultz. So it's nice to see them get in the scoring column, play some games at home, and hopefully they can turn a little bit around from their rough road trip. So it's pretty exciting that they're off to a good start.
Yeah, they were 1-4, right, since the beginning of the year.
And they actually just scored again, so it is actually 4-0.
Oh, nice.
Look at that. No,
Or since the All-Star break, they were.
Go ahead.
I think since the All-Star break, they were 1-4, right?
Something like that.
Until
Yeah,
today.
it has been pretty rough.
Should have looked it up. Sorry.
They were at Rangers, Devils, and there's one of the other teams up there in the
Islanders.
Yeah, there you go. Man, and they could not pump in a special teams goal, so it's good to see at least the third goal of the night tonight. Schultz's goal in the second period was on the power play. Good to see that they're at least kind of getting back on the right side on that. So yeah, it looks like Bjorkstrand
And
scoring the fourth there. So
last game, they went to shootout, and they looked so pathetic in the shootout. It really made me bummed.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I
interesting.
can tell by the tone of your voice, Nate. Jeez. You
Well,
sounded so sad.
It's something that we'd mentioned, because we try to at least touch the Kraken a little bit in each pod. It's something we'd mentioned a couple of weeks ago where they are really low on shots taken and really high on percentage of
Goal scored.
goals scored compared to shots, and so they definitely are an outlier in that regard. So it is a little bit concerning as we get on the back half of the season here. If they're not killing penalties well, if they're not scoring on penalties well, and if they don't have the discipline and the creativity to make something happen in overtime or get something done in a shootout, you could see them make an early exit from the playoffs. But you still got 35, 37 games left in the season for them to get it figured out. So we'll just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, and when they score in the overtime, it usually is early off of some scramble. So, but if it goes long, it doesn't look impressive either. But yeah, they'll figure it out. There's still opportunities to make trades and stuff.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
3 weeks before the trade deadline, 2.5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is super late in the NHL, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, they're just finally now
Right,
at the halfway
Democrat.
point. It's not that late. What else we got? Anything else for the Kraken?
Nope.
No. Cool.
Moving on.
Seattle Mariners. Tom, is he okay?
I'm fine. I'm here.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start that
How are
over.
you? Are you good?
Good. You just like said something in the middle of me saying Seattle Mariners, so I don't know if it was like a lag catch up or
Oh yeah,
something or
probably
what.
was. I turned the video off.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll have to cut this up. Sorry. Yeah, my internet really blows. Every week I say I'm gonna like run a wire, and then I don't.
Seattle Mariners pitchers and catchers reported. It was nice to hear the snap of the glove. That was that's like my favorite thing about spring. The weather looked beautiful. I saw Haggerty Swaggerty was taking some ground balls. That's good. He seems like he's on the path to recovery.
Some
They got
discussion about the
some
tightness of Robbie Ray's jean shorts. I saw. It's nice. Very
jean
cool.
I
shorts.
Yes.
I also saw that it sounds like he's actually going to have a third pitch this year.
It seemed like Service was kind of poo-pooing that. He kind of was saying like, yeah, everyone comes into camp with like, extra pitches because they've been hanging out with their bros all off season. Then we tell them to tighten it up.
Yeah, I heard
we'll see.
Gilbert came in with a splitter. And
Go for it.
apparently it's pretty nasty.
Uh, you know, Brash is working on his cut fastball at driveline. So
That was actually specifically the one that Service kind of chuckled at and said, yeah, I like your other pitches. So we'll see. Either way, Nate, to mirror what you said, it's nice. We're there. We're right at the threshold. I think it's going to be interesting to see some competitive games in the next few weeks with WBC. And then I think the timeline Service gave today, pitchers and catchers report today. They'll be there for like 5 days. Then position players report.
Mhm.
They'll be there for a total, I think, of 3 days before the first spring training game. So is that next Friday we're going to get a spring training game? Holy shit.
Yep, next
Um,
weekend.
and I will be there the weekend after, which will be fun.
There you
I'll
go.
Nice.
give a live report.
So yeah, bit of
Nice.
Mariners news. Unfortunately, it sounds like Taylor Trammell broke his hand right at
So
the
bummed.
tail end of the offseason, so that's going to impact the kind of the Mariners' plans with the platoon in left field. I think the presumptive opening day group was already going to be Kelnick Pollock. You would have loved to have seen Trammell compete for it and potentially be excellent, but we're going to have to wait for probably May, June to see him back and up to speed and everything.
I asked a friend of the pod about like why they wouldn't take extra precautions and wear like a batting glove with extra padding or something like that. And
Oh, like
he
during
said
off-season
it's all about
workouts?
feel,
Mm,
Yeah, they're like protect against some of that crazy shit.
Yeah.
But he said it's all about feel. Like guys who don't wear cups don't wear cups. Like, you have a routine, and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I guess practice the way you play, right?
I'm assuming he must have been taking like live BP against an actual pitcher.
It was live BP. Yeah,
Why wouldn't they pitch against a machine to avoid that?
it's all timing, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you don't want the same pitch coming after pitch after pitch after pitch.
Well, they make those
You
machines.
want it to be as realistic as possible.
I mean, they have the machines now that can throw all types of nasty shit.
Well, yeah, but you still have to change the settings, right? So they'll still, it's not like one can be a fastball and then the next one can be a curve. They still have to change the settings.
I
on
think
it.
that's exactly how it works after you change the settings.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but they're not going to change the settings between each one pitch.
It seems like they totally could, right? Like someone could be like, oh, boop, 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 boop,
I'm sure the
fastball.
technology exists.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to disagree on that one. Sounds like Kaylee mentioned Julio and Jared caught some BP today too, so nice to see, even though it's just pitchers and catchers. I know a lot of the guys are already down in Arizona, so it'll be really interesting to see how the spring kind of ramps up. I think with the chemistry that the team is, it's at this point it's one of the hallmarks of the club is the chemistry in the clubhouse, and so to have position players down there early is it's pretty cool, pretty promising.
Yeah, nice.
You guys got anything else specifically in the M's, or can I touch the baseball?
Yeah, go for what you want.
Yeah, so just over in the last week, the Astros signed one of their young pitchers, Christian Javier, 64 mil over 5 years. I wanted to touch it real quick. This bought out all 3 of his ARB years plus his first 2 free agent years, which is something that we're going to have to be talking about pretty soon with guys like Logan Gilbert and George Kirby. Javier already has 3 years of service time, and Gilbert and Kirby aren't anywhere close, and so we could still be a couple of years away from this happening. But I thought it was interesting. 64 over 5 is a 12.8 mil AAV. So imagine getting 2 more years of team control for Logan Gilbert and then signing him for 5 more years at 13 mil a year. Mm-hmm. This is the benefit of young players with club control. This is why Jared Kelenic will continue to get opportunities. Young controllable players are so much more affordable. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting data point because we've got some of these young pitchers coming up that we want to keep. 12.8 a year for 5 years is unbelievable value. So just keep that in mind for some of these young cats.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring up something as well in terms of baseball, specifically with arbitration. Came out today that Corbin Burns lost his arbitration hearing. He was asking for $10.75 million, and they settled on $10 million, so $750,000. And he was one of the few players who was actually in the room hearing what the Brewers were saying about why he shouldn't be paid as much. And it's I've never really thought about it until I read there's more players other than him that are upset with the team. And if you were in an arbitration hearing, would you want to be in that hearing, or would you let your agent handle it for you?
Well, it's like the argument of Bobby Wagner and Richard Sherman are, being their own agents. They got to hear what the team actually thought, right? And it caused friction, right? And so I would think if I was a player, I wouldn't want to hear it. Right, that's just my personality.
I kind of would. Yeah, I think it would drive me, it would drive me to make in their face a little bit, which is weird because you're helping the team, but at the same time you're saying fuck you to your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, making
money later.
Who's gonna look out for you more than you, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the team is in the interest of trying to pay you, or has the interest of trying to pay you the lowest salary possible, right? And considering that he's in arbitration, they have the ability to negotiate his salary. It's crazy that they would, in a league that has no salary cap, they would risk the happiness of one of their most important players for $700,000. Just shut the fuck up, pay the man, and move on with the rest of your season, right?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Is it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me for the Brewers here.
It's crazy. If you're less than a mil apart, although
$750K,
I will say a lot of the contracts in baseball are based on precedent, and so the team and the Players Association always has this back and forth. And so I could understand how $700,000 could become important, but. Because if the next guy gets 7, the next guy gets 7, the next guy gets 7, all of a sudden you have our 2 pitchers making 15, 16, 17 mil, right? Like, it doesn't take long, but...
But in this case, with Corbin Burns, he's won a Cy Young. How many pitchers in their arbitration years have won a Cy Young award?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Give him... Fuck, yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to figure out...
Give him a $750,000 Cy Young bonus.
Was he a Super 2? He must have been. He exceeded his rookie limits during the 18 season, so 18, 19, 20 would have been his team control. 21, 22, 23 would have been ARB, and so 24 maybe free agent, but that's not what Baseball Reference says. Baseball Reference has him as a free agent in 25.
Free agency, after the 2024 World Series. So he's a 5-year veteran, so 19 or 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah, so then 23, 24. I don't know. We got some
either way, it's just weird to me.
Yeah,
you piss off a Cy Young winner who is probably the best player on your team for $750,000.
Well, and the Brewers they're such like a fringe playoff team. They've been decent for so many years, but they haven't been able to crack it. And it's like, if they're going to be serious about competing, pay your guy. I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Yep.
Second best uniforms in baseball too.
Whose are better?
Mariners.
The Blues and Yellows?
All of them. I think their branding is badass.
Dude, the Compass Rose is dog shit. You're drinking the Kool-Aid.
You're so bad.
Get
No,
off it.
get away.
Teal turquoise and a
No.
Compass Rose? Dude,
Oh, it's so good.
stop it.
So good.
Get
Rays
out.
are pretty
I
badass too. So is San
I like
Diego.
the teal.
Oh,
I like
stop.
the teal just because of the memories of the '95 season. That's
Oh
why I
my
like the teal.
God.
I don't
You're-
actually
I'm
think
gonna
it's
buy
a good color.
teal suit to wear to Thomas's house.
Oh, fuck.
I don't actually like it, but it just brings back good memories, so I
Lay
like
off
it.
the Kool-Aid.
I think a lot of people would agree. Let us know in the comments.
Nice. That was profesh.
I'd do what I can.
Yeah.
Anything else on Mariners you good? Any
Nah,
baseball?
we could argue about that minutia forever, so we gotta move on.
Seattle Sounders. Not a lot happening, but they did release their new kit, the Bruce Lee kit. They teased it quite a bit over social media around Seattle. It was kind of fun to watch. They went with a red and yellow and black motif, so it does look a little bit like RSL, but I kind of dig it.
Yeah, RSL's always got like some purpley and gold
Yeah,
and stuff,
maroon.
so it's enough different, I think.
Yeah. But I like that they're trying something different again. I really liked the what do they call that? The ocean one that they had a few years back, the blue one. They had the cyan one. I mean, they've done some pretty unique things, and I think this is a nice difference coming off the really, really cool Jimi Hendrix kit.
Oh, the Hendrix is still their third kit. The Bruce Lee.
Is it? Oh,
yeah,
they
Bruce
still have
Lee's
it.
the
Nice.
third. So.
Cool.
They've got 5 kits listed on the website: Bruce Lee, Legacy, Jimmy, Forever Green, and Nightfall. So it's not clear to me what 3 they're going to go to the MLS season with. So
Whatever. That's all I had in the Sounders. Season starts next weekend. Pretty
big
excited.
soccer news: new shirts available.
Yeah. Huge. Huge. All right. Area college basketball.
Area college basketball. We need like a better name.
Regional college basketball.
Local.
Local.
So, all right,
Hit us
my
down in
turn.
the comments. We need a new name. Help us out.
My turn to talk, since I'm not
College
going to talk at all
basketball.
about the Sounders. Yeah, so UW and WSU played the Apple Cup of basketball, Thomas's favorite name.
God, I
last
heard
Saturday.
someone on the radio said it was like the Apple Cup of Hoops or something. I was like, fuck, they need a better name for this dumb shit.
So Cougs got the win in Pullman. It was a low-scoring game, and it wasn't because of defense. The teams just did not play well. Cougs won 56-51. The Huskies like that 2-3 zone. WSU just usually is a good 3-point shooting team. For whatever reason, they were not on last Saturday, but they're usually a good shooting team. Case in point, right now, Washington State is playing Oregon State as we're recording this. It's about a minute left in the first half, so it's about halftime. It's 42-28, and WSU is 9 for 12 from 3-point. So that's not what they usually do either. Usually they're not 75%, but they are the best shooting 3-point shooting team in the Pac-12. They make the most threes per game. So it was a little surprising to see them struggle, but they still did enough to get the win. Like I said, WSU is playing Oregon State. UW played Oregon yesterday. Won in overtime, 72-71, to get to 6-10 in conference. WSU is 6-9 in conference. And then we got Gonzaga. Gonzaga is also playing right now. They're actually trying to avenge their loss to Loyola Marymount. And, they're doing a pretty good job. They're up 39-14. So it's looking pretty good for Gonzaga. After this, if it holds true here, they're going to be a game behind St. Mary's. St. Mary's lost to Loyola last week. Loyola actually became the first team in the WCC to beat BYU, Gonzaga, and St. Mary's in the same season. And now they Now Gonzaga has a chance to tie for the conference championship if they can beat St. Mary's at home at the end of the season. And that's going to be, like I said a few weeks
We are.
ago, it's the best rivalry on the West in college.
You're lagging pretty hard.
Basketball.
Oh yeah, we can let it clear up and then let him.
Yeah, let's
rewind
let
like
it
30 or 45 seconds.
Let it dump out.
Looks like he's back.
What do I need to record again?
You're still lagging pretty hard.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my god. Before you cut it back in.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say to Brian, maybe just turn off the YouTube stream.
Hear me now?
Oh yeah, are you like streaming the live stream on another window?
Fucking with me now or not?
It is. It's bad.
All right. Well.
Oh, there. Oh, you're back.
All right. How is this?
Good.
Are you streaming the YouTube?
I just closed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're smooth.
I think that was one of the major problems.
All right. What do I need to do again?
So it was clean until you said St. Mary's and Gonzaga play at the end of the season. So I think you need to start there.
So yeah, Loyola Marymount beat Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and BYU, being the first WCC team to do that. And now Gonzaga, if they hold serve here, they're up 45-16 now, is looking like they are going to be only a game behind St. Mary's, and they play St. Mary's the last game of the season. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game. That's the best rivalry on the West Coast, in my opinion, in college basketball. So I'm going to be definitely looking forward to watching that game. I think it's the first Saturday in March, so I think it's a couple of weeks away. And hopefully Gonzaga can get it done and win another conference championship.
Are they going to play in the kennel, or are they going to play in the arena?
Oh yeah. They don't play conference games in the Spokane arena.
Oh man, Gonzaga St. Mary's in the kennel. That was so cool.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a must-see game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a college basketball fan, try and catch a game in the kennel when they're playing St. Mary's. That's a lot of fun. So
this is where I start getting ramped up for college basketball after football ends, and leading into March Madness, because the first week of March Madness is my favorite sports ever. Like not a lot of comparison.
It's without a doubt one of my favorite weekends of the year, and I cannot wait to watch those first 2 days because of all the upsets, all the craziness that happens. You got 16 games going throughout the day.
The amount of games going,
it's just great. And it's always around my birthday, and Gonzaga usually loses on my birthday, so I hope they don't play on I hope they're not the Friday Sunday, because my birthday's on that Sunday. So I hope they're Thursday Saturday. So Eastern still undefeated in the Big Sky. They're now 14-0. Pretty much guaranteed a spot in the NIT at worst already, because if a conference champion doesn't win their conference tournament, they automatically get a spot in the NIT. Eastern pretty much already has the Big Sky Championship wrapped up at 14-0, so they're guaranteed, it sounds like, the NIT at worst, and hopefully they can make the big dance. Seattle U 9-5 in conference. They've dropped to about 4th place. It looks like they're going to have to win their conference tournament in order to get in. They can do it, but it's definitely looking less likely to get 3 teams from the state of Washington than it was a couple of weeks ago.
Right on. Well, thanks everybody. We'll be right back with sportspredictions.net to check out some prop bets.
Shit. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, you're fine. That's easy to cut together. Dude, did you read the article about Corbin Burns?
Yeah, he was pissed.
Well, basically what he was saying is they basically blamed him for not making the playoffs last year. Like, while he was sitting in the room. That's hard to understand. Crazy.
You ready?
Yeah. We're you got all your shit, Brian?
Wait. What do you want me to do for order here? Do you want me to start with prop bets, then go best pick, worst pick, or do you want me to start with best pick, worst pick, and then go props?
Do your best pick, worst pick, and then
Yeah,
your lock of the week, and then close with the props.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right.
Welcome back, everybody. Brian, sportspredictions.net.
Sportspredictions.net. Yep, we got some great college basketball results. We got NBA. We're doing okay. Kind of floating around 500. One week we're about 55%. The next week we're about 45%. Always hovering right around that 50% mark. Not where we want to be, but still doing okay. College basketball we're about 65%.
Ooh.
So we're doing really well there. Actually, did place a wager, placed a 4-team parlay. Unfortunately, I won 3 out of 4.
That's not enough.
That's not enough. You have to win them all. And actually, the one that I lost is going to be my worst pick. But we're going to start with my best pick of the week, which was one of the ones in this parlay. Did anybody see the end of the Virginia-Duke game last Saturday?
No.
So Virginia was a 6-point favorite. The game was tied with about 2 seconds left, and Duke had the ball. Guy went up for a dunk and got fouled, but they said it happened after the buzzer. And if you go for the buzzer.
Oh.
So for probably the first time in history, Duke did not get a call.
Wow.
It was crazy. And then Virginia ended up winning by 7 in overtime.
Oh, to cover?
And
wow.
To cover. Yeah, we had Virginia -6, and they ended up winning by 7 to cover.
Wow.
So that was definitely our best pick. Worst pick was the one that lost that parlay. It was Indiana Northwestern. Indiana was coming off a big win over Purdue. They were a 2-point favorite. Northwestern actually had a 20-point lead at halftime, and Indiana came all the way back and tied the game. Northwestern scored either at the buzzer or with a second left to win the game by 2. So we were so close to getting all 4 teams. That's what cost us. But honestly, we shouldn't have even been there because Duke should have gotten the foul. So we felt lucky with the Duke Virginia, and Indiana couldn't get a second big win in a row. One of the other bets on there was UCLA over Oregon. UCLA was a 2.5-point favorite. They ended up winning by like 12. It was a pretty easy pick for us. Lock of the week. We are going to golf this week. Changing it up.
What?
There's a reason why. Because we're recording this on Thursday. I can't make a college basketball pick because the lines aren't out for Saturday yet. NBA, I don't trust myself for a lock because every lock that I've made so far in the NBA has been wrong. I think there's been 2, and they've both been wrong. So we are going with our lock of the week as Colin Morikawa to finish in the top 5 at the Genesis Invitational. It is a plus 450, and that's what we like. We love his work, his short game, his work around the greens, and we think that he's going to end up in the top 5 in this tournament. Tournament started today. Jon Rahm is the leader at 7 under. And Morikawa is at 5 under, so he's 2 shots back right now.
Nice.
We wanted to pick Tiger making the cut, but he finished with 3 straight birdies today to actually get to 2 under for the day. So he's not doing bad. He's 5 shots behind Jon Rahm, or excuse me, Max Homa actually is 7 under. Jon Rahm is 6 under. But it's we're going with Morikawa for a top 5 finish.
Right.
Pretty cool.
So now we're gonna do a little recap of our prop bets for the Super Bowl.
It was so fun.
It was a lot of fun. I love doing that. We're gonna have a whole segment next year. We're gonna have even more.
Oh my god, like the jersey number 1. I was like adding them up as we go.
But that was pretty fun.
And Nate doesn't know. How
I
to
missed one of the Jalen
by the
Hurts
way.
ones because I was driving around with my daughter. Leave me alone. Doing pretty good.
So the first one that we were talking about was the national anthem. Was Chris Stapleton? By the way, did a great job.
Beautiful.
It was amazing.
Top 3 all time for sure.
Over under was 2 minutes 5 seconds. He came in. There's a little bit of controversy here.
Right on the number.
I heard he came in at 2:04. Nate heard he came in at 2:05. But either way, both me and Nate went with the over. Thomas went with the under just to be a contrarian, and Thomas won that one.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to all you followers out there.
The next one was over under the number on the first touchdown scored, the player number. It was the over under was 11.5. Thomas and Nate both went over. I went under, and not only did I go under, I said it was going to be a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown.
Yeah, sure did.
And it was, in fact, a Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown, so the under hit on that one. The next one, none of us got this right, was will there be an octopus in this game?
And there was.
And we didn't even realize that there was an octopus until Monday, until the next day.
No, you texted.
I texted it on Monday.
No, you texted right during the game.
Oh, I did?
Give yourself more credit.
Oh, that's right. I was listening to a podcast on Monday, and they were talking about the octopus. So, anyways, yeah, it was pretty cool. The octopus, we thought the odds were way too low at plus 650, but it ended up hitting. So all three of us got that one wrong, but I'm going to give Thomas a little bit of credit because he did say if he had to bet, he would have bet on it hitting. Because I think it was yes plus 650, no was like minus 1,400. Those odds don't really make sense.
I love to get credit, but I'm not sure that I want to take any credit here because like plus 650 really isn't good enough for me to just randomly put cash on it. If it was like plus 1,200, plus 1,300, I'd put a few bucks on it. But like 650, that should have been higher. But I guess they know what they're doing because Hurts TD and Hurts 2-point.
Got the octopus. Yeah. That's definitely something I'm going to remember for next year.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So now on to the halftime show.
Boo.
None of us got the first song right.
No,
I don't even remember what the first song was.
Guessed. Of course she's going to come out the bitch better have my money.
Yeah, I was actually driving during the halftime show, so I didn't know which one it was. But Nate did get the color that she was wearing right. Thomas went black. I went white. Nate went red.
Yep.
And she was wearing red.
Yep.
I just put a Twitter poll up right now. It said, what is the most impressive prop pick of the weekend? Brian's number of first touchdown and then calling Hurts, or my red Rihanna outfit? Let us know on Twitter.
I think red's more impressive. I'm going to go vote.
Is it really?
I think it is too.
He pulled it out of his ass. You actually had some information behind your bet.
Yeah, but I didn't just say the over-under. I picked the specific person who was going to get the first touchdown.
But you don't get any bonus points for that.
They're both
I should in your eyes. You're right, I don't get bonus money. So the last prop bet that we talked about was Gatorade. None of us went purple. None of us
I didn't expect purple at all.
I did not. I think I went red, and you guys went yellow.
I had neon,
yeah. Yellow or green were together, and I went red. Definitely was not expecting purple, mainly because I thought I was the only one that drinks grape Gatorade. I didn't know anybody else did, so it was kind of a surprise that they went with purple. But I love my grape drink.
Purple drink.
That was a lot of fun. Those prop bets. Thanks for bringing those out, Brian.
Oh yeah, can't wait till next year.
Oh man, yeah.
By the way, the NBA All-Star Game is this weekend. We're going to be talking a little bit about the dunk contest and the three-point contest on Sports Predictions. So if you want to go check out who we think is going to win those two competitions, as well as the skills challenge, go take a look at the website and you can see who we like.
I think it's really weird that they have the trade deadline before the All-Star break.
I agree.
Like, Durant is most likely an All-Star, I would assume, right?
Yep, but he's
And
Does
he's
he
going to be
now-
wearing his son's jersey.
And now
but
he's going to
he's
be
injured.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Well, hit us with your email, Brian.
Email is oursportspredictions@gmail.com. By the way, I want to read off the 4 players that are in the dunk contest. I want you to tell me if you've heard of any of these 4.
Yeah, I heard him this morning.
Kenyon Martin Jr.
I mean, I know who Kenyon Martin is.
Well, it's his son. But did you know that Kenyon Martin's son was playing in the NBA? Okay.
No.
Trey Murphy III.
Sure.
Jericho Sims.
It's a cool name.
These sound like fake names.
Sounds like Madden created names.
And Mac McClung.
Isn't one of the participants not even
Nice
an
name.
NBA player?
It wouldn't surprise me if Mac McClung was not an NBA starter.
I think at least one of the participants is like a dunker, but not an NBA player.
So Mac McClung started his career at Georgetown. He is, and then he ended his career at Texas Tech. He might be the first white guy in the dunk contest
I was
since
say
Brett
Berry's
Berry.
last one I remember.
Yeah.
This is now I'm reading. What I'm reading here is different than what I heard this morning. It looks like Kenyon Martin's playing for the Rockets, McClung's playing for the Sixers, Trey Murphy's on the Pelicans, and Jericho Sims on the Knicks. So all 4 of these participants are NBA players. So that's different than what I heard this morning. Interesting.
They should have one of the YouTube guys that does all those crazy dunks do the dunk, and then the player has to replicate it.
Man, I don't know.
So the skills challenge, this is the second year in a row that they've had this setup where there's 3 teams that are doing specific events. It's Team Rooks, so rookies, which has Paolo Banchero from the Seattle area, Jaden Ivey for Detroit, and then Jabari Smith for Houston. Team Jazz, which is 3 players for Utah, Jordan Clarkson, Walker Kessler, and Colin Sexton. And then Team Antetokounmpo, which is
the brothers?
3 brothers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's funny that they do that.
Well, thanks, Brian.
And then there's
Appreciate
the,
it.
the 3-point contest, which is weird that.
You're lagging pretty hard. I was trying to cut
And
you
then
off.
there's a 3-point contest, which is a little weird. The 3-point contest is a little weird just because there's Julius Randle's in the 3-point contest and he has no business being in it, but he'll probably end up winning it. So.
Well, thanks, Brian. We'll be right back with Hey, what you got? You were lagging pretty hard, so I was trying to cut you off.
God, man, I don't know what's going on.
You streaming movies?
No.
Streaming audio?
All the
I don't know.
pornos.
I don't know. I don't know what Jeannie's doing downstairs, but I'm off the internet on my phone, off the Wi-Fi on my phone, so I don't know. Guns.
No,
That's fast. And my upload is
I think
22.6.
you might be the only one of us that's actually wired.
No, I'm on Wi-Fi.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
I live in Richie, Issaquah, man. Like I said, power goes out here. It's on in less than 10 minutes. There are no power lines exposed.
What's
above
crazy is
ground.
Gonzaga's doing this. It's 66-28 at halftime. Drew Timmy has 2 points.
Come here.
Is Brian back to normal?
Yeah, looks like he's good. I'm gonna just keep toggling my video on and off. Seems to be helping a little bit. So.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. It's our Hey, What You Got segment. Mostly random stuff. But I think we're going to lead off with the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Like I said, I had some personal stuff going on, so I didn't get back till halftime. I got to see halftime, which was nice. I got to watch the end of the game. I was fairly disappointed with how it ended.
What, you mean the right call for the holding?
Well, just okay. Yes, it was a call.
You're right. It was a
Um,
call.
From watching recaps, like there was hand fighting, there was all of that going on the whole game, and they let it go, and then you call it in that moment. And I don't like the feeling of it, even though it was right. And it was an amazing game, and it just kind of fizzled out, right?
He admitted,
which is
Bradbury admitted
fine.
he held him.
I know it's fine.
It's
Yeah,
fine. The people that are like freaking out about how like, oh my god, this could have been the best game ever, but the refs ruined it. Fuck you. It was a game, and the Jalen Hurts fumble was way more impactful on the game than any call that the officials made the entire game.
Yeah, the rest is a hot button issue.
Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
hot button
think that
issue, but they did a pretty good job. Like, in the end, they got all three of the catch, not catch ones correct. As weird as it is to say. Like, they got all of them right. Even the one with Goddard, like, go frame by frame, they got it right. Right? And people that so desperately wanted it to be the best game ever, fuck off. Like, what's wrong with sitting down with some friends and watching a game and being entertained? Just because you watched it yesterday doesn't mean it has to be the best ever. Stop it. Pull your finger out of your ass.
Yeah, and it definitely wasn't the best.
No! And it wasn't going to be close. Right? Like the fucking Roethlisberger touchdown in the back corner, that was unbelievable. The Tyree catch was unbelievable. The game the Seahawks lost was unbelievable.
Honestly, it might be that one.
Yeah, like that might be the best game ever, right? Like, fuck off. This was a good game with two fairly evenly matched teams and one superstar that was the difference in the game. That's a good enough narrative.
That was not. He was not the difference in the game. The difference in the game was the turnovers and the special teams.
Special teams. Correct.
The fumble return for a touchdown and the punt return to the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
You literally gifted the Chiefs 14 points.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
People want to talk about how, the Eagles didn't play anybody over the course of the year and how they struggled against the Chiefs. They held the Chiefs basically to 24 points. Now, Mahomes was amazing in the second half, but they still basically held the Chiefs to 24 points. But then they got a defensive touchdown, and then they started a possession on the 5-yard line. I mean, Kansas City made some adjustments after halftime, and Philadelphia didn't. But the holding call was not the reason why the Eagles lost the game.
Yeah.
It was their special teams and their inability to get pressure on Mahomes that cost them the game.
Yeah, I agree with Nate. I'm disappointed that the holding was called not because it was or wasn't ticky-tacky or because it was or wasn't egregious, because it's not consistent from how it was called from the rest of the time in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a call, and calls happen in games. So it's such a hot button issue that people wanted to focus on it, and those people should stop focusing on it. They should enjoy the fact that they watched a good game, and now football season's over, and that's fine.
I think Andy Reid solidified himself as a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question about it.
I want Andy Reid to come out and publicly say that he's not interested in being elected by a panel of voters that hasn't already elected Mike Holmgren. That's what I'd like Andy Reid to say.
There you go, yeah.
Right? Like I'm not interested in your recognition if you aren't paying attention to this other guy, right? Another year goes by without Mike Holmgren.
Not considered, yeah.
Pull your finger out of your ass.
Oh, had a couple of things. Anything else on the Super Bowl before we move on?
No, I've finished my rant.
What'd you think of the halftime show? It's fine.
I was driving during it. I didn't see it, and I'm not going to rewatch it. So
what happened to performing an entire song? Right? She did 18 songs in 9 minutes. It wasn't interesting.
And they were all bangers.
Oh, so pick three, or pick 4 or 5 and mix them up, and then do 1 or 2 full ones. I don't know. Whatever. So, have you guys ever sat down and watched television and kind of like looked around the room and been like, wow, I'm not the demographic anymore. Like that was my whole Sunday. Like none of those ads were funny, with the lone exception. The Bud Light commercial with the hold music was cute. I enjoyed it, even though I hate Anheuser-Busch. And there was one funny commercial, but I can't even remember it, so it must not have been that funny. The rest of them were dog shit. It was horrible. All the commercials were bad.
That was one of the ones that we did. The prop bet for
Doritos,
M&M's or Doritos.
Yeah, it was M&M's first.
Was there even a Doritos commercial?
Finally, towards the end, there was one, but I don't remember it. I only remember thinking like, oh, finally, there is one.
Yeah, M&M's was definitely first.
Yeah.
I liked so the very first commercial I think was the Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts commercial.
It wasn't bad. It was funny when J-Lo made a cameo, but Dunkin'.
But I'm with you. A lot of the so I will freely admit the first half I was watching with Pat and his family and a couple of other families, and so there were 5 kids under the age of 6 running around. So
you didn't miss anything.
I wasn't able to see everything as far as the commercials, which it sounds like was not a problem in the first place.
No, like they were bad. They were really bad. I'm scrolling through it now.
All-time favorite Super commercial. So my all-time favorite Super Bowl commercial is the one with Darth Vader, the kid in the Darth Vader costume.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My favorite one of all time.
Well, while Thomas is scrolling through his commercial data, was voted comeback player of the year. Even he said he didn't understand why he was comeback player of the year because he's been there the whole time. I think that's a pretty cool response, and he didn't show up to the show either to accept it live. And I that's something I just kind of respect.
I think I think he was being petty. Like, petty? Dude, yeah,
he's been there the whole time. He didn't go anywhere.
He
wasn't good enough to be a comeback player, anyways.
He was a starter. Then he was a backup. Then he came
for 10 years. Yeah.
And then he came back as a starter, and he played well. Like, yeah.
Give it to Christian McCaffrey, who's been hurt for 2 years and came back and played a full season and just destroyed everybody.
But McCaffrey has been exactly for 2 seasons, so it's no.
Yeah. Give it to
because
Saquon
he was playing well though. Like that, the comeback player of the year award really should be renamed, because people in the past, like Alex Smith, won comeback player of the year award, right? And he, came back from his leg injury, and he didn't even do all that well. But Geno Smith definitely should be the comeback player of the year, and is very petty.
I'm not sure that there's another name that you could give to that award that wouldn't be insulting, right? Like the surprise player of the year or the unexpected player of the year.
This guy was supposed to be dog shit, and he was actually decent.
Yeah, he was better than we thought.
I'd sponsor that one.
I agree. I think comeback always insinuates that they've come back from something, and so it is a bit of a misnomer. But I mean,
he did. He came back from
Taylor
being a
Mays
backup.
Come back from cancer.
He came back from being a backup for the last decade.
Disagree. Hard disagree.
By the way,
I like the response from Geno.
Of course you do. You would. Well, never mind. I'm not going to go there. But
what?
You're such a homer, Nate. Like,
I am a big homer. I admitted on the first episode I am the biggest Seattle homer, but I really like that response, even though I'm a Seattle homer. And I just said that Christian McCaffrey, from a team I fucking despise with all my soul, and it was robbed from me to talk shit to Joe about. I think he should have been comeback player of the year because he was amazing.
Who do you hate more, the Niners, the Ducks, or the Astros?
The Ducks. The fuck? Oh man, the Astros fans, like the Seattle Mariners, live so rent free in the Astros fans' heads. Like, I don't understand that fan base, man. Like, the Astros are pretty quickly becoming my most despised team. pretty quickly. But it's always been the 49ers. So
I think you know my answer to this question. It's Joe's other
UW.
team.
Yeah. Why did you pick the Ducks? That makes no sense.
I mean,
'Cause
when
you-
I just come up with things in real time, they aren't always excellent. I apologize.
You should have said like the Jazz or the Blazers.
Because
or
the Jazz would have made more sense.
Well, for a Sonics fan, yeah, would have. But Nate's not a college
Portland
guy.
Timbers. I'm not a college guy. I like college sports. I like Gonzaga because I grew up in Spokane area. So, but I don't pay attention to college basketball until now. So, the other thing I had on my list was Tom Brady's effect on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers payroll, which is pretty insane. They did the whole, deferred money thing, and so all of it hits this year.
Really?
He has 35.1 million dead money because they did void years on his contract. Yeah, and they're currently 55 million over the cap. So the Bucks are kind of screwed.
Bucks are fucked.
That's a big hit. So I just thought that was
Holy
interesting.
shit.
When we talk about how the Seahawks, use void years and stuff, and how it could come back and bite you, as it sees here in Tampa.
That's incredible. 35,104,000 dead money.
Yeah, crazy,
Wow.
wild.
That's insane.
Who's next? What you got? Hey, what you got?
This one's me. We talked about it a little bit with my lock of the week with the Genesis Invitational. Tiger Woods. This is the tournament that he sponsors. Just wanted to say, I love watching Tiger play. So I always try and tune in when he plays, even if he isn't in contention. This is his first tournament since the British Open, which he had to withdraw from. So it's cool to see him out there. It sounds like he's pretty much going to be playing in majors and his own tournaments moving forward, and not too many other events. But it's still, Tiger is still must-see TV for me. So this weekend I will definitely be tuning in. If he makes the cut, I will definitely be tuning in to watch him play. So I just wanted to bring that up really quick.
I got a Tiger thing for you. I heard it on the radio this week or last week. I think it was Huey, maybe on KJR. The GOAT debate, right? So we did the LeBron Michael thing last week.
So,
You're
add
already
Shaq to
rolling
that
your
list.
eyes, and I haven't even opened my mouth yet.
I'm rolling my eyes,
I never
remembering
said
last
Shaq
week.
was the GOAT. I said he was a top 5 player. Never say he was GOAT. Mm-mm. He's definitely a top 5 player.
Yeah, he's definitely not a top 5 player, but
Definitely a top.
We're not going to get into this.
I
again.
could maybe go with
We're
you
not
on
gonna
maybe
get
top
into
10,
this
but we're
yet.
not going to go there right now. Anyway, it was really interesting, right? And I made the point last week when we were talking about LeBron breaking the scoring record, is for a long time, Michael, in my opinion, has been the GOAT, the hard GOAT, right? Like, there's no discussion. Stop. LeBron's longevity at this point is sneaking him into that conversation. And the point, I think it was Hugh, he said something to the effect of Michael, with all of his titles and stuff, is like someone like Jack Nicklaus, and LeBron is like Tiger, where it's difficult to have a GOAT debate with those two because Nicklaus has one side, but Tiger is immeasurably more talented. And I think you could make a similar analogy. Like, I'm not ready to like argue about this, but I just thought it was a really interesting thing to hear. Where
Wait a minute. I no, because this implies that you're saying LeBron is more talented than Jordan, right?
I believe so. Yes, I would argue that. Yeah.
No.
Yes. LeBron is
he
the most
definitely
talented.
is
LeBron
in
is more
conversation.
physical. No, he's not
No,
more talented.
no,
He's
no,
more
no.
physical. And
a 6'8" point guard that can do all of the things LeBron does. Like, that's amazing.
again,
He is probably the most physically talented basketball specimen that's ever been created.
Agree. And I don't think anyone
Jordan is the GOAT. And I think I listened to the same Hugh thing because he listed out like, what if Jordan only played 1 year in college and had the other 3 years playing in the NBA, didn't take the break in the middle to play baseball? He was on pace to score over 40,000 points, right? And it's like, you have to consider that, like Jim Brown, right? Jim Brown in football, he retired after what, eight years, something like that.
I mean, you could
Barry
say
Sanders retired after 8 years.
Sandy Koufax in baseball. I mean, you could say this about anybody.
Right.
You know, even like someone like Terrell Davis. Obviously not on par with those guys. But.
I thought it was interesting when he touched the golf analogy because it was those two specific players are from two different eras with two different resumes, and that's kind of how I feel about Michael and LeBron. So I just thought it was interesting.
And Tiger has always had something to watch, right? Like coming back from his personal issues, and then on now the destroying both of his legs and even walking on to a golf course is amazing. He's captivated audiences since '95. When did he first play? Somewhere around there.
97 Masters.
Oh, okay, like unbelievable. Good for him. I hope that his body holds out and he can make some fun because he is fun to watch. I'm in a group of people that watch a lot of golf, and so I've been sucked into it kind of. And this group of players now there's so many talented players playing right now. It's pretty awesome. And so like watching the tournaments, you're just like, whew, like, wow,
dude.
If anybody's ever walked on a golf course,
like I'm a pretty good golfer. And the difference between like me and a scratch golfer is insane. The difference between a scratch golfer and like a good amateur is insane. And the difference between a good amateur and an actual professional, like it's hard to fathom. It's unbelievable how good pro golfers are.
Last thing on my list was like something that's becoming popular on social media is like destroying your TV when your team loses. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, is it just for clicks and likes and dipshittery?
Just like everything.
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
world.
it's not real, and it's
So
usually
bad.
not real.
So bad.
It's like an old TV that they just do. Like, it's usually not real.
I hate it. I would never do that.
I don't waste any brain space on even consuming it, so I'm sorry to hear that you gave it enough brain space.
Thanks for humoring me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anything else? And hey, what you got? We have 2 votes.
No, but I love those jazz hands.
Both for Nate and Rihanna and the red outfit. So
2 votes on Twitter? Oh my god, was it me and you, Nate?
2 votes on Twitter.
Yeah,
Did you vote?
guys?
I will be fully transparent that I did vote for myself, yes.
And I voted for you, so there's 2 votes and
But somebody else voted too. I don't know. Maybe it was Kaylee. Oh, it's you and me.
Horse shit.
Collusion.
Collusion.
All right. I'll
Let's
be
move
right
on,
back.
boys.
We will be right back with Would You Rather.
This
Funny.
is horse shit.
That was a funny episode. That was a funny segment. Nice job.
Hey, you know it.
Hey, I got. Oh shit! I have one more. Hey, what you got? Cliff Averill liked a tweet of mine.
I mean, you're the editor, so we could like splice it in.
Yeah, let's do it. I got one more. Hey, what you got?
Hey, what you got?
Responded. Hey, thanks. I responded to a Seahawks question about like who from the past would you have put in this current Seahawks team? And I said Cliff Averill because I think that him and Nowusu, like on bookended in the pass rush, would be really special. And Cliff Averill liked my tweet. I really enjoy that. I'm a huge fan of Cliff Averill. That made me really happy. So that's all I got.
Mike Silver tweeted me back once.
Whoa!
Yeah, I have
Lenny
like
Dykstra.
I have like 4 tweets ever, and one of them got replied to.
Lenny Dykstra blocked me.
Pitching Ninja blocked Nate.
Pitching Ninja blocked me.
UCLA football, their official Twitter has blocked me as well.
Oh,
Oh my
nice.
god!
All right.
All right, let's.
Thanks for
move on.
humoring me. All right. Would you rather? Welcome back, everybody. Our favorite section, Would You Rather?
Yeah, I mean it's mine and Brian's favorite section until you've recently ruined it. Before we get too deep into this section, Nate, do you have anything to say?
I have been voted off the island. That my Would You Rather was not an actual Would You Rather.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry.
Thank
I
you.
still think it was an interesting question.
No one said it wasn't.
It was. An apology accepted. And to show my gratitude for your apology, I'm going to give you another crack at this.
Yes, I have redemption story.
Plot twist.
So would you like the Would You Rather from the field first or last?
I want to go field Nate.
Okay. Sounds great. From the field, this is from our listener Josh, who's really great about giving feedback.
Shout out, Josh.
Shout out, Josh.
Thank you, Josh.
And I really think this is an interesting question. Would you rather be a historic player with a tainted legacy, like Bonds or A-Rod, or a great player that few people remember, like a Fred McGriff?
It's so funny that you actually asked this question, because my would you rather that I was going to do was something similar. Like, would you rather for a career, Robert Horry or Karl Malone? So that's hilarious because it's something like that.
I'd rather legacy.
Yeah, me either. I'm going with a great career that no one remembers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like Fred McGriff was just brought up in our conversation, and he was a great player, is a great player, is a Hall of Famer. But in 30 years, not a lot of people are going to know who he is.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be one of those guys
solid,
like we look back at guys from the 60s and 70s and we're like, who? Yeah. He'll be one of those guys, but he had a great career.
Okay, I got a question for you. Just a quick question, because I think this guy has been criminally underrated, and while I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, I want to give a little bit of love, and I want to know who you guys think was better. Fred McGriff or Carlos Delgado?
Ooh.
My gut says Delgado, but I think that was only because his
peak
was higher. I think McGriff was better long term.
Because McGriff's in the Hall of Fame.
Played longer, right?
McGriff also had the benefit of being on those good Braves teams. And Delgado was on like the dog shit Rockies teams.
He wasn't on the Rockies. He was on the Blue Jays and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
What?
It's funny, you type in Fred McGriff verse, and the second one that comes up is Carlos Delgado. First one is Don Mattingly.
Wow, Delgado did have a
McGriff started with
career.
the Padres.
Dude. Are you serious?
I would say Carlos Delgado off the top of my head, but
his career OPS plus is 138, counting back from the end of his career. 143, 128, 102, 131, 161, 129, 161, 147, 146, 181, 138, 151, 127, 112. That's 14 straight years. OPS plus over 100.
Yeah, I mean, and if you look at their numbers, like overall career numbers, home runs, McGriff 493 to 473, so pretty close. Runs batted in 1550 to 1512, pretty close. On base percentage, Delgado 383, McGriff 377. Slugging percentage, Delgado 546, McGriff 509.
That's a big difference.
So, yeah, I mean,
Carlos Delgado's career OPS is 929. Are you kidding me?
And was he ever even considered for the Hall of Fame?
Well,
was he on?
No, there wasn't a lot of top.
He was a fringe Reuter, though, wasn't he?
No,
or was he
during
never
that era, but I never heard him mentioned.
And, but this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Fred McGriff is in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Delgado got 3.8% of the vote his first year.
Wow. Even their career WAR, McGriff was 52.6, Delgado's 44.4, but McGriff played 3 more years, and so even
I don't get
comparable. Wow. Yeah, Brian, that's a really good one. You find those in baseball every now and then. Those little sneakies, like what is going on here? And that's another one.
All right. You ready for one of my redemption questions?
Yes.
I'm going back to the movie actor pool. Okay. You have to keep one.
So it's
Would you
not.
rather keep Steven Seagal or Pauly Shore?
Would you rather keep Lindsay Lohan or Dame Helen Mirren?
Which one's Helen Mirren at this point?
Whichever one of
Steven
the. Yeah, I mean, not Pauly Shore. Hello. Um,
Trying to think of two really annoying actors.
do I
And
have
movie
to
sets.
pick one? Can I just pick neither?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
I'll-
I'm picking Pauly Shore
Me too.
only because
Me too.
Biodome is better than any Steven Seagal
Yeah,
movie.
like I can get
Nice.
baked and laugh at Pauly Shore, and that's fine. Like I'm just not interested in Steven Seagal.
Biodome and Encino Man. Those are like the
Oh my god.
right on. All right. Would you rather from the field? And this is a really interesting one. This is from Brian with a Y. Would you rather vomit on your hero or have your hero vomit on you?
I want
which
my
I think
hero
is just
vomiting
like
on me.
All fucking day long.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Who's your hero?
I don't know.
Who would it be?
Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, he's dead.
So, I mean, you guys remember way back when we had the question if you could have dinner with someone alive
Yeah.
or dead, and I said Teddy Roosevelt. Just going to a bar and drinking with him. First of all, I know that if I was in a drinking competition to see who would vomit first with Teddy Roosevelt, I would lose.
Mhm.
But I still would rather have him vomit on me than me vomit on him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who I would pick as my hero. Is that weird?
No?
Okay,
No.
good. But like for sure, if I had someone and I like idolized them, I would not want to vomit on them.
Yeah.
If they vomited on me, it would be a funny memory about how that one time that I met my hero, they puked on me. I guess I don't know. That's a weird one.
That's a weird one.
Is that the Brian I know?
Yeah.
What up, Brian?
What up, Thomas?
Oh no, different Brian.
I'm kidding. I know,
Brian.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
All right. Back to the movie. Well,
Oh my god.
would you rather keep Nicolas Cage or Adam Sandler?
Cage. Are we strictly movies, or are we also talking
Movies.
music?
Music. I guess Adam Sandler has like the comedy career. Movies.
I
Movies.
just watched Happy Gilmore like 2 days
Mhm.
ago. Fuck.
So Adam Sandler had like a really great beginning, but had like really shitty middle, and has come out with a couple of really good
the
movies.
problem
at the
though
end.
is that he cameos in like a million things, and so I feel like there'd be unintended consequences. If we're going for like if we take the cameos out, I think I'm keeping Cage. Gone in 60, Con Air, The Rock.
The Rock.
I think
Face
for
Off.
sure.
It's one of the all time bad movies. It's
But he is like only Nicolas Cage. Like he doesn't have anything else.
yeah.
well, neither really does Adam Sandler.
I think the
Although-
Adam Sandler movie I'd miss the most is 50 First Dates. I think I could get over. I mean,
That was a good one.
I love Happy Gilmore.
Wedding Singer.
But all of Wedding Singer is good too. Ooh.
Did you guys see the new one last year called Hustle, where he has like the beer? He's the basketball
He's
scout.
good. Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, he's good.
I think I'm keeping Sandler.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. That's a good one.
So what's the choice? Sandler or Cage? Sandler?
Sandler.
I think Sandler too. Okay.
I
So
see
then-
Cage.
I mean,
There's no wrong answer. Nate, you have redeemed yourself. These were two good.
Hold on, Brian. He's not done.
No, I was just gonna say. So like if it's a tournament, Pauly Shore and Adam Sandler. I mean, it's Adam Sandler. Like it's not a challenge, right? Because Pauly Shore is like supremely annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool.
Wait. So this is why I told you to hold your praise, Brian. So he's framed some type of cocked up.
No. That was not the intention. That was not the intention. The intention was the first two questions. I just threw the last one out there because I'm a dumbass. But.
Is Brian frozen, or is he just like really glaring at you?
I think he's frozen. No, he's not frozen.
Oh, that's good. Those are good ones. I like them.
Yep, you redeemed yourself, Nate.
I have a Tyson zone.
Ooh.
Did anyone follow the UFO stuff last week? Like end of last week, early this week?
Yeah.
No.
So like there was a thing shot down in Alaska. There's a thing shot down over Canada. Montana's airspace was closed. Michigan's airspace was closed. China claims they shot something down that they don't know about. And I'm just like, wouldn't it just be crazy that like there's an interstellar war about to happen right now? And then I was like looking through all of my like survival gear, and then like the apocalypse like question from last week or whatever 2 weeks ago like came into my brain. I ordered a hatchet online. It's totally funny, but yeah, I thought interstellar war is my Tyson zone, but obviously you guys weren't paying attention.
I mean, what do you mean not paying attention?
You said you didn't hear about it.
That's what Brian said. I mean, I was aware of what was going on. You know, I didn't go to interstellar war like you did, but, you know, we're all wired a little differently.
Yeah. Like it's the end of the world. War of the world.
It'll come someday. Maybe tomorrow. Probably not.
Yeah. There's a lot of Twitter conspiracy talk that it was a cover-up for the natural disaster, unnatural disaster in Ohio, but, you know, is what it is.
Yeah, because the weather balloons caused a train wreck.
Covered up the story. Nobody's covering it. Maybe I'll just cut out this Tyson zone. Kaylee? It's the only one that's going to hear it.
Oh, no, she already left.
Oh, never mind. Nobody's going to hear it. That's all I had.
Nate, do you own a shake weight?
It will.
No. I used to.
No. There's a short list of stories we don't tell, and that's one of them. There were pictures. I think they're gone.
And video.
Oh. Those were my drinking.
I was just going to say, you do this.
They are gone. Double cocks to the face.
No, we had the Octocock. Do you still have that?
Octocock.
Yeah, when you and Mark and TJ and I were at the Mariners game.
Oh, yeah. I do have that video somewhere.
Mark loves doing that.
Yeah,
Mark loves doing that at Mariner games. He still does it.
All four of us double cocked when the center field cam like swooped by us, and so Comcast had us on for like a second and a half, and then we're all out in the outfield like. It was glorious.
All right. Do we have a random question, Brian?
We do, and we are going back to faculty.washington.edu.
These are the good ones.
Back in the game.
So, our random question is, what's the story behind one of your scars?
Oh. You guys pick.
The third one.
Hot glue or bicycle? Because they're both really interesting.
Oh my god.
Let's do bicycle.
We heard the bicycle.
Involve your testicles.
I'm going to do the bicycle one.
Was this when you were living in Alaska?
No.
Okay.
So it was right after school ended, and me and my buddies were just riding bikes around, and we went up to the graveyard up in Reardon, Washington, where I lived, and we went up there and we were like just riding our bikes around, and we saw this like big plume of smoke coming up from Fairchild Air Force Base, and we're like, oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe they're like blowing up some missiles or doing testing or whatever. And so we're like, whatever, we should go tell our parents. And so we like bombed down this big ass hill, and I hit this gravel and I slide as I'm turning, and I go off this like 4 foot ledge into a bunch of bushes, and I like sliced a big slice down my calf.
Mm.
It probably should have got stitches, but I didn't.
Mm.
And it was really close to Mother's Day, and so we were like going to like a Mother's Day dinner like the next day, and like my leg was like sticking to my pants leg, and it was pretty bad. But it turned out to be when the B-2 bomber crashed at Fairchild. I don't know if you remember that, Brian.
Oh wow!
They were doing a low level pass, and we like literally like just saw the smoke come up, you know. And the funny thing is, I was at the air show the year before where they did the same maneuver, and they did it like over the crowd, which is pretty insane. So
Wow, that's crazy.
mm-hmm.
So it's not easy to see. I don't even remember which side, but I have a scar on one of the sides of the bridge of my nose. I got it when I was like 3 or 4 years old. We had these little chairs in our house that I think they were made by my aunt, maybe. Anyway, there's these little cute little tiny chairs made for kids, and I was carrying mine around one day upside down. So I was carrying it with the legs up, and I tripped and fell, and one of the chair legs hit me in the nose and gave me a scar on my nose. And so I was like an inch away from like poking one of my eyes out when I was like a 3-year-old. So that was kind of scary, but yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
I honestly don't have many scars. I've
It's a
got
tattoo scar.
I don't think so. I got one on the I got a little basically indentation on my forehead when my brother was chasing me and I ran into the corner of a table. I was like the perfect height, you know.
Yeah.
I was like 3. I thought I was gonna go under the table and I ran into the corner. But when I was second grade, so probably 7, I was in the hospital for 2.5 weeks. I had a diverticulitis, but it was like a special kind of diverticulitis. It was so basically,
Wow.
yeah, they took out my appendix. They took out some of my, you know,
I
intestines.
knew I
and
was
stuff.
better than you. I still have my appendix.
And so I still have a little scar right under my belly button from when I got surgery.
That's scary, man. Be in the hospital that long.
Yeah, and you may know this about me. I don't sit still very well. So when imagine me at 7 years old having to be in an MRI machine for 45 minutes, having
wow.
to sit completely still.
Yeah.
It was rough. On the plus side, I did have a lot of popsicles. So
It's the best kind of sickle.
Yeah.
way better than ice. So
Well, when I lived in Alaska, I would break off icicles all the time.
so I would probably I would probably say that one.
Huh. My dad had diverticulitis. That's not any fun.
No, and I had like it was like 2 cases in a thousand, so like 1 in
Yeah,
500 of diverticulitis were the special one, and it's always in people that are older. Like they said they'd never seen it in a kid before. That's why I was there
I've
so
never heard of
long.
it either.
Yes, I was there so long because it took so long for them to diagnose.
Wild. Wow. Crazy.
Thanks
Was
for
that in Spokane at Shriners or whatever?
Sacred Heart.
Cool.
Thanks for
I
sharing.
know. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good question. Way to redeem
Thank you.
yourself.
Faculty.washington.edu.
Shout out.
All right.
That's it, boys. We've reached
That's
the
the
end.
end of our show. All right.
Should we like wrap it
Well,
up
as
in
always,
a nice way? Or
thanks a lot.
Should I talk over
Yeah,
you while
we
you're
gotta just
trying
wrap
to
it
do
up.
it?
We wrap it up. No. We appreciate the party person listening earlier on the live stream. First one ever.
First guest,
Haley, right?
in fact.
All right. So great. All right, kids. Thank you so much. Love you, buddies.
Love you, boys.
Love you too, Nate.
I'll work on getting this out tomorrow. Peace.
Peace. We should probably have an outro. That's what we should get, man. Nate. Oh God, Leif should like play us out Fuck, that would be cool.
I mean, I always do the music over the end of it. And then Hannah is PQ PodQuest.
PodQuest. Brian, bro.
Your hair is crazy, buddy.
You gonna go ponytail
Running up for the wedding.
Man,
Okay,
bud.
everyone say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.